Hey guys, my name's Dan, and this reaction comes from Death Battle. This is Kratos versus Asura, God of War versus Asura's Wrath Death Battle, and this is going to be awesome. I've been looking forward to this since they announced it. I'm a huge fan of the God of War series, everything about it, from his time in doing the Greek stuff, and then going into Norse mythology, and whatever he does next. It has just been an absolute joy to play all those games. Unfortunately, I haven't played Asura's Wrath or really know anything about it. So what I learned from the Death Battle video means that this is going to be one hell of a war. It's going to probably destroy, or could destroy, the planet Earth. Granted, the power that they both wield and all of the enemies that they've taken down in the process, but we're going to have to wait and see how this goes. And before we do, though, please check all those links I have for you down in the description below. More specifically, the Death Battle link if you haven't already. It's a great way to support all the hard work that they do. And a great and easy way to support me is to go right below this video and click all those buttons down there, because I also let you see future reactions that I do, but also helps my channel to grow. And without any further ado, let's go. Snap, little hype video.
Kratos versus Asura.
The Ghost of Sparta versus the Wrathful Destructor. Cause sometimes you just want to punch a god in the face. He's wearing an boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Yes, please.
In the beginning, the Primordials waged war across existence, a series of cosmic clashes that birthed the universe.
Boom! Now that's what I call a big bang.
From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus's strikes, the stars were spawned, and so forth. Thus, the world itself was born from violence.
Starting the whole messy cycle, Uranus was overthrown by his Titan son, Kronos, who was overthrown by his Olympian son, Zeus, who battled his own son, Kratos.
As a classic bastard child of Zeus, Kratos was left among Spartan mortals, far exceeding all among him. He became a fierce warrior, winning many a battle, until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass.
Yeah,
My
seriously.
life is yours.
I remember
That
that.
deal was made, and Kratos was joined at the bone with the Blades of Chaos, a set of chain swords and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares had a scheme. While doing work for his god, Kratos accidentally murdered his own family.
Whoopsie.
Permanently marked by the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was, forevermore, the Ghost of Sparta.
So, he was kinda understandably really pissed off.
Yeah, I would
For
be
a
too.
new God of War. The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new God of War took out his rage on all of them. And got some new gear out of it too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, Kratos dominated both sea and sky. He also has a tendency to carry powerful severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the
Sure
claws
does.
of Hades could steal souls, even the soul of Hades himself. Should have thought that one through, man.
Neither Perseus or Hercules were a match for Kratos.
Nope.
Nor was Helios, the sun god capable of moving stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
He fought Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So Kratos forced him to hold up the cosmos on his own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence?
Causing shockwaves that moved over a quadrillion times faster than light. A frankly incomprehensible feat.
Then
Absolutely.
there's Daddy Zeus.
Who proved a serious challenge, until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
It can make tornadoes, lightning, force fields. Oh, and it can stab the hell out of you. It siphons godly energy and can pull enough to even kill Zeus. Like father, like son.
Even while Kratos ultimately released hope across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like a badass, he was unstoppable, non-stop killing and sex and even more killing. And yet, he couldn't be any more depressed.
His
Yep.
wife and daughter were still gone. What was he to do?
He didn't know. He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife. Good start, buddy.
Kratos had a new lease on life, but he could not escape his past mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the toughest task he ever undertook, especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not again! But hey, it wasn't Kratos' fault this time, and Faye left the tools he'd need to keep the boy safe.
Boy.
Including the Leviathan axe.
I love the emphasis on that every time he does it.
Far from the whirling rage of the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan axe was deliberate and mighty, said to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor wishes Mjolnir was as cool as this axe. It's imbued with ice magic and a poison even the gods fear. It can
Yep,
be
it's
summoned to
badass.
Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a sword of vengeance, but with his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly Aesir.
Too bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods. But now he knew how to control his anger.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos' Spartan rage summons an inner strength with magical properties.
He can even get so pissed off that he straight up heals himself. That seems like the opposite of what should happen.
Not all anger is problematic, and Kratos wields plenty of new weapons and relics to channel his rage
Oh,
through.
yeah.
The Dropnir Ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spears. They can absorb all types of energy and blast it back. He even has relics and magic that can warp space and slow down
So
time.
incredibly useful.
Naturally, he contested with the strongest of the Norse gods, including the god of thunder Thor, who was powerful enough to fight the fire giant Surtur and the world serpent Jormungandr at the same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual Ragnarok. You can't defeat me, Thor. I know, but he can.
Well, not
Yep.
exactly. Freyr, the rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very roots.
That's the World Tree, which is like a literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya, the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand transcending time, transcending space. Everything comes back to the tree.
So it's kind of like Kratos lives in a really, really, really big treehouse.
In his quest to free the Norse world, Kratos reclaimed old weapons by reckoning with his past sins, even taking up the Blade of Olympus once again.
Even better, he actually got to be a decent dad. And now the boy is a man and also
There
a
it is
bear.
again.
Kratos made a lifetime of mistakes, but this future would be different. He'd be more than he was in the past, not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender, a god of hope.
Hell yeah. Alright, so I know we're about to learn a whole lot about the other guy, but I mean, come on. I'll be honest. Like I said, I've never played this game, but I have a hard time believing that Kratos will lose.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. With Robin Hood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%.
Plus,
I'm
you also
good,
get
thanks.
4% APY on your cash
I
and
already have that
non-retirement
covered.
accounts. Go, a demigod.
Where are we?
Full membership is offered
There
by
we
Robinhood Gold LLC. Long ago, a demigod fell from the heavens, only to rise from the depths of Naraka after 12,000 years.
After 12,000 years, he's free to punch everything
Still
dumb
love
enough
that
to get in
Power
his
Rangers
way.
reference.
He was the demigod of wrath, Asura.
Alongside 7 other demigod generals,
I keep on
Asura
pronouncing
served
his
as
name wrong. I
defender
do
of humanity
apologize for that.
against the impure Goma, dark spirit monsters infesting the world.
And the demigods battled the Goma by wielding a mystic energy formed from human prayer, mantra.
By advancing technology with mantra, the Guardian Generals became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asuras is.
By tapping into his wrath, Asura
Ah,
can take
the
many
wrath.
forms for battle, like the 6-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough to subdue the embodiment of the planet's will and the source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra down for good. At least not yet. Of course, since he's literally powered by wrath, no enemy of Asuras would be stupid enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right? Right?
Funny you should say that.
God damn it.
First off, Asura is not some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself. He's a warrior, but also a husband with a daughter, Mithra.
And Mithra has the unique power to supercharge mantra energy,
Which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If he could weaponize Mithra, literally wiring her up to a super weapon, the Guardian Generals could maybe finally end Goma Vlitra for good.
Well, obviously, Asura wasn't gonna go along with that. So Deus framed Asura for killing the Emperor, murdered his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him.
Damn.
What a dick.
But
Seriously?
true to his nature, Asura was literally too angry to die. So long as a single part of his body remains and can possess mantra, he can climb back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider, he did just that, with an all-new purpose in mind.
Make the gods pay! Oh yeah, they're calling themselves gods now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try to power up. So Asura got really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's power exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole moons, and destroy a fellow deity, Wyzen.
Who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger. Look at this!
Asura is so powerful, his soul cannot be manipulated by the Goma or the deities. He can propel himself with mantra to fly, harden his fists to break steel, fire explosive energy blasts.
And headbutt you so hard you wish you could die even faster. The dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst of energy that can one-shot even the toughest of foes. And when he goes unlimited mode, he can rapid-fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's vengeance quest wasn't all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah, Asuka's the
snap.
kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he knows how to do is punch anything that upsets his
And be
kid.
angry,
Like
yeah.
that one dad that knocks out a ref at a Little League game.
And then the gods killed that girl too, along with her whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing thousands of people to power up? Well,
Sure.
Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they've been building up energy for thousands of years. Seriously, guys, you're pissing off the guy who literally gets more powerful the angrier he gets. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet even in
That is a fair
berserker
point.
mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura adds even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man can launch so much angry mantra he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in seconds.
Asura's anger raised to levels so high even he couldn't contain it, scorching him into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura while he's in it, this form is still perfect for absolutely shit-stomping a snobby demigod's face in. It's okay though, his brother-in-law punched the edge out of him.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's
Wow.
senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura for a coup against Deus.
Awesome, they're bros again! Just in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms! His mantra form, finally, a power capable of killing Vlitra in a big planet-busting blast!
Okay,
Deus
this
was
is insane.
defeated
I
and
get
God
it.
was saved. Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Title drop!
It turns out that spider that guided him was actually Chakravartin, the creator of mantra and the entire universe.
And everyone's suffering was part of his plan to make Asura his heir. Chakra kidnapped Mithra, because of course he did, and tested Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it! That thing can literally hold a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the mantra reactor. Capable of holding 7 trillion souls, Asura instead used it as a vessel for a far greater power.
His own unfiltered rage. At last, Asura could show the world his real colors.
Everyone from the humans to the 7 deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon, a sword for tyranny. when that was never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield larger than a planet! Unbound by his past limits, Asura's ultimate destructor form effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and
Okay, alright, I know what I said before. It's wavering a little bit, sure, but I'm still... Maybe I don't know if Kratos can pull it out. Oh no.
obliterated whole stars!
Chakravartin was understandably impressed.
I am very
and offered
worried.
Asura a chance to take his place. Asura smiled at the offer and extended his arm.
Right into Chakra's face, as if he was gonna let some god trample over more worlds. Instead, he literally beat the QTEs out of God, obliterating him and his
QTEs out of
friends in a
God.
cosmic explosion.
Wow, what a
But with
line.
Chakravartin dead, so was the concept of mantra itself. Those who depended on it could not survive, including Asura.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides, he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu, right in the balls.
It's
Oh!
interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything. All because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay. Now that's a god I can get behind.
Same, actually.
This
All right.
battle is sponsored by Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billion
Way a free pick for the game.
app and use code DEATH, you'll get $50 after your first
That's the
$5
weirdest
lineup.
code I've ever
Prize
seen
Picks,
to use.
Run your game.
Literal death.
All right, the combatants are set.
Ah,
to
look at
run the
Kratos.
data through all possibilities.
It's time for a dead battle!
Alright, here we go. The most chaotic and crazy fight yet, I think. Can Kratos pull it off? He feels like the underdog in this fight, honestly. Oh, hi there.
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia. But not for long. You do not want this fight. Run!
Oh no! Oh snap. Oh, their powers. Oh my god. Yeah, I can see why he wanted her to run. I don't want her getting caught up in this. Ooh, ow! Things not looking too good for Kratos right now.
You let your wrath consume you. I have been down that road before. Shut up! Very well.
Oh, here we go. Bringing it back. Oh! Oh, he's still there. Yikes. That's scary. one arm. Oh, no, that's just him. His arms are gone, but... Too angry to die. Here he comes. Oh, dear. Oh my god, this is getting so epic now!
This is not my end!
Oh my freaking god! Oh dear. Rip Kratos, I guess. Oh, he's not backing down! He's, I guess, welcoming his fate, maybe? Or does he have a plan here? Oh, wow! He turned the tables on him! No way!
Has not heard me yet, Titan.
He just said it's not over yet, but now is it?
But you deserve a worthy end.
Oh, this might be it, guys. Oh! What happened? Is it over? Can't be.
You are a monster no longer. I never was.
Oh. What an ending! Oh my god, that was beautiful. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
Well,
wow.
I guess Asura's wrath really is gone. But are we sure this is how it'd go? Even though Asura can blow up stars?
Asura had some amazing displays of apocalyptic destruction, but the full scope of their speed, experience, versatility, and power sheds a surprising light.
At first glance, speed seems like a shoo-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't. Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud everything. His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments could be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience.
Yep.
Asura lived across centuries, obviously a lot longer than Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura easily takes experience. But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat.
Sure
Slowing
does.
down time, healing injuries, and most importantly, multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies, like mantra.
Yeah, when
Uh-huh.
Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Dropnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed. Versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could, Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic golden god.
By measuring the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe
Sure.
91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence, we can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in game.
Even if we
Oh,
assume
yeah.
the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakravartin, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one
Sure did.
fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical comparison of Chakravartin, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey,
Yup.
Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath 2, we'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Of course.
Asuras, the sun rises. The god of wrath was Kratos.
The winner
Ah,
is
ah,
Kratos.
ah. That's funny.
But what if?
Oh, alternative editing. Oh boy. I don't think this is a normal thing that they do. This is the first time I'm seeing something like this. Surprised he didn't punch his head off. Oh, and he gets to go be with his family. Oh, that's kind of nice, actually. Oh, that's kind of nice.
And that concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on Death Battle.
All right. Well, as much as I like that, I certainly preferred the first one. I was happy to see Kratos pull it out. Though I was worried in seeing just how powerful Asura is. I think I got it right that time. And just seeing the amount of wrath that he had, but what they said about what Kratos could do, taking away that mantra, made a whole lot of sense as why he had that edge, and just the sheer amount of weaponry he has from all the gods he's collected over the years. Yeah, I could definitely see why that went over the top. But what do you guys think? Do you think that they got this right? Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Check all those links I have for you down in the description below. Then lastly, and most importantly, want to give a huge shout out to all my $5 and up supporters on Patreon. Luchdork, Cruising, Wolver 310, Kester, Cronus, Joshi, Chris Curtis, and Perry, Voxcophony, Misa, Misa 2, Lily the Snoopy Fan, Jenny the Swifty, Allison the Aesthetic Girl, Fleet Street Viscount, Emily the Flower Lover, Songbird 177, Sophie the Sunset Girl, Summer the Dog Lover, Inca Linquist, Aubrey the Charlie Brown Lover, and B Cardall, and Thardawin. And if you two like to have a shout out at each and every one of my videos, please head on over to patreon.com/DDanReactor for more. And I'll see you guys next time.